accept that the world has your back when you cry and there's no one around. But it's okay, girl, to take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust me when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Breathe out. Breathe. Nobody said it'd be easy. You're working hard to take care of your baby. And the way the world's set up, even when you make up, you got to keep it moving on. So it's okay, girl. Take a day, girl, to regroup and to relax your mind. I know your pain, girl. Trust when I say, girl, that tomorrow is gonna be alright. Just breathe. Just breathe. Just breathe. Lay your troubles down. When you drama, makes me wanna. I know you're tired of stressing with the world on your shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. I know you're tired of stressing. Oh, yeah. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. What up, family? It's your girl. JustPatrice live with JustPatrice, blowradio.com. Welcome to Monday, baby. You know how we do every one Monday, typically from 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. But when I tell you that life has life itself today, and then I'm like, I could just walk away right now, but sometimes you got to let life know that you didn't win today, damn it. And that's we just gonna do it anyway. I'm here. I'm in the presence of royalty. We're women and we're all royalty, but these chicks is bomb as shit. And so I'm excited to be able to chop. Unbelievable. Really? You lucky I can't push you down from over here. I practice my airbending like on the Avatar. I'm gonna practice my airbending. Yes, like on the Avatar. And so we're here hanging out, chopping it up. It is March 4th, which is the first Monday in the month of March here in 2024, and we are celebrating Women's History. And I'm excited about that. I think it's oh, I love y'all so much. I think it's I think it's important that as a woman, you take the time to acknowledge other women. You know, living life and surviving or doing extraordinary things. I think that sometimes we need to just be reminded how wonderful we are. Um, I want to say I'm sorry for laughing, but I absolutely am not. If you know what's been going on today, I mean, the dog groomer took my Chasey, and I mean, he giving them back. Apparently, he is done, but he is 2 hours behind on his grooming appointment. I was supposed to have him 2 hours ago, and he just now relinquishing my dog. Now I appreciate what he was doing. I try to get a young man his props, but what I'm saying is, get my goddamn dog. It's not gonna be pretty, and nobody's gonna like it, but it's gonna happen. So we are here to talk about women's health issues. We're gonna talk about women entrepreneurs, women who are just being women, everyday life type things, and how those types of accolades should also be given to women. Every day we get up, and sometimes we are not our quote unquote job descriptions. We are so much more than that, and sometimes the requirement to even be able to get to go to work, i.e., hour and a half behind myself because my computer rebooted. But none of y'all don't care about that because all you want to do is watch the show. Where's the show? How come the show's not on? Why is she running so far behind? Cause she just sitting in front of the computers waiting to push the buttons, and she don't want to touch nothing. Cause never mind, I was gonna go on another tangent. This tangent is happening in a day. So you want to get on the air and you want to do all the things, and sometimes as the consumer, which those of you are watching or whatever, you don't understand what happens behind the scenes to get to that point. And I think that as women, our jobs as business owners is definitely different than what's required of men. You know what I mean? And so we're going to talk about that as well. I am actually just want to, before we get started, cross a couple T's, dot some I's, and remind y'all that if you're watching the show, then you must be doing so on social media. So we got Facebook, on my personal page, on Live with JustPatrice page, on JustPatrice page, locked into blowradio.com's group, which is awesome. Maybe you on my YouTube channel. That was dope. My Instagram channel is about the live because I didn't push the go live button over there. And so now I'm pushing it now. And any fucking thing else that could be happening right now is what made me hostile. Swear to God, I'm holding on to all the things Gemini. Right now, it's not looking good. Hello, Nia Bradley. Hello, Lorena Star Marie. Glad you guys are joining the conversation, but it is a privilege to be sitting in the room right now and invite them to the conversation. So we have Miss Crystal. I know the names of every business in the world, especially those that cross my path in the city of Milwaukee and surrounding areas. Ship is in the building. So we are hanging out with Crystal Ship. Of course, we didn't even get to talk about her own accolades. She is the owner and sole proprietor of Control C, which is an amazing I'm gonna say a print company, but it's so much more. Like, and we're gonna talk about what that looks like. I'm also privileged to be joined by um oh, I'm not gonna say all the things that I want to say because I already know. Well, sis is working toward building this mogul empire. Chef Anomaly, Chef Anomalous of Anomaly Catering is in the building. Looking like Cleo from Set It Off. He's such a that sis be about it. And she here today, ready. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. And we come in today literally to do the show with all the exact life stumbling blocks and energy that we supposed to talk about today. Like it's like happening right now. You know how you having life experiences right now, and it's like, oh, that's funny because that's what the hell we're gonna talk about, and that is where we are. So, ladies, if you don't mind grabbing your mics, make sure that they are on. You should be live. Just say hello to the people. That would be so awesome.
Hey y'all, hey, it's the girl anomalist from Anomaly Catering.
Chris, are you gonna say hi to the people? She said,
Hello, boys and girls, men and women,
"Oh my gosh, man!
pastors, all
Ooh,
the people.
ooh, ooh,
I pass.
ooh, not,
I'm
not as
saying
long.
I'm a spiritual person, so
Wait
I
a
gotta include
minute.
and God. Okay,
Mm,
let's scratch pastors. Let's say God, godly people.
I'm just saying, he was some folks get their own category, and that
I
happened.
thought your church said focus on God, but it says good, the good. Focus on the good. Focus on God.
Yep, it's like that. It's like that. It's been that. It's been that. That's the type of day it's been. So I usually just boy, I don't even know what it took for us to get here today. Okay, like and you say amen. Yes. But we're here and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. We're gonna talk about like right now, since we're here and on the table, what as a woman, what is the most complicated um, scenario, obstacle, thing in your life that interferes with the success of your business?
Oh, that's a great question. For me, it would be trying to be hands on as a parent. Like, I am trying to keep my child out of all the things, show her entrepreneurship, get her to all the things she needs to get to, driver's ed, cheerleading class, academically flourish, and I'm constantly missing a beat. So that is probably the hardest thing in my life right now, is just keeping her a pure teenager, like a pure. I want her to go into her sweet 16 sweet, and I want her to go into all the things how I want her to go into it, right? But I have to allow her to bloom the way she does. So I think that's my hardest part right now.
Okay. What about you, shit?
I think my biggest stumbling block is me.
Do you mind elaborating a little bit?
I'm a overthinker at the top of the list.
Okay, Aquarius.
And sometimes I think myself out of blessings
Ooh.
and alignment.
Mm,
I think that's probably my biggest. I'm grateful for the mind that I have, but sometimes it's in 19 places at one time, and I don't prioritize or separate what God gives me versus what I give myself. And sometimes it meshes together or feels the same, and it's not. And by doing so, it gets me out of alignment and out of rhythm with my journey. So yeah, me, I'm my biggest stumbling block.
that's very honest. I appreciate that.
Your deep thought voice is very sexy. Yeah, just thought I had that in there.
She said that just thought I said that you sound sexy to my bitch. Ah, I'm just saying though, all the things and all the stuff. She said, and we got, we got to protect the name.
We're a brand.
Protect the brand. Yes. And so that's the next question, whatever. Um, as as a professional, you know what I mean? Like because we know that that's just another hat of who we are and under all the layers. You know what I mean? Like when we gotta be in places, we gotta watch your mouth,
Mm.
watch who you associate with. I mean, these are things you have to do and to be a good quality human regardless. But when you like taking out that quick moment and you got to consider, is this going to interfere with how people see me as a professional, and then interfere with how and who wants to do business with me? How is that? Because being women, being business owners, or whatever the case may be, our market is not just one particular area. We have a really large, diverse client base. You know what I mean? Specifically at this table, like we all have people who shop with us around the state. You know what I mean? And not just in the quote unquote urban areas of business. How do you manage that? Like, do you find it also difficult to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say all this because we on air and I can say these things now. Be like, fuck a nigga, bitch, hoe, big ass, whatever case may be. Is that what you motherfucker feel like it? As I fucking kill you, stupid ass, dumb ass, whatever the case may be. Can you be thinking it? And we think about all the things that we want to do and the things that who we want to be and all that stuff. When you frustrated, you know what I'm saying? Anger and sin not. You know what I'm saying? How do you separate yourself or stop yourself from, you know what I'm saying? First of all, dot. Can I speak to the managers of the managers, please? I would like to speak to the CEO of an image. I don't want to talk to Burger King store manager. I want to talk to his boss's boss, please. Either of you.
I don't know. I'm definitely having a hard time separating the person from the entrepreneur. I want to give credit to just the people that I surround myself with. They're always checking me.
Okay.
I've wrote numerous of statuses and erased them before I pushed the send button just to get it out. I'm like, I just gotta type it or something. Sometimes I push the send button and then I'll have my love and support system hit me up and go, no, not today. We're not doing that. I think that we need to give grace to people and understand that how people are as entrepreneurs may be different than what they are personally. And that is a challenge because you want to rock with who you support in business, and you want to make sure that your vision and things is in alignment and stuff like that. But we do have to give each other grace too. So I don't know. Just having good people around me is how I cope with it or handle it.
What say you, Chef?
One, I would say that my village, having people that love me truly, being able to correct me in love and correct me in the right space and spirit. But also having safe places to go to and
Okay.
people is vital in my journey. They get the raw, uncut version. And I think that's essential in this journey as a woman, as an entrepreneur, to have safe places to release. I'm also, I talk to God so often that I know he thinks I'm his only child because I definitely tap into that and really give it to him. I used to give it to him and take it back because I'm a control freak and I'm an Aquarius and I do all the things. And I've learned to get in the passenger seat like I'm always am with my driver and put on my seatbelt instead of trying to take the wheel. So those things are crucial and those keep me from showing up as Crystal, the Block Crystal, the Chicago Crystal, the ignorant Crystal, I need to really tap in with you to let you really know this ain't that Crystal. So I'm grateful for that, having those things around and being in tune with God enough to know when it's me operating and me wanting to and giving it to him to let him do that job for me. So those are.
She's so poised, y'all. I'm over here like on the
Because I'm really thinking, like, what do I do when I'm in them spaces? But I do have so many people that um, I can be that raw, uncut version with, and they love me the same. But they also know that without being able to grab my coattail or put me in my place in the right spirit, I'll fall. So yeah. Hey Chase, he's excited. So yeah, those are the things.
I got on the mic. Nobody asked me to get on the mic. It's okay, but I'm glad you're okay. Yeah,
We love you, Chase.
it's too bad. About to get in his bag. I need to let his heart settle down a little bit. Like generally, I ask that question because I kind of have multiple platforms, so I have an opportunity that I can be literally true to this Gemini and be multiple people. So I can say shit, goddamn, fuck hell, all over here, and people like, oh well, she's just being on the radio, and then I can say, well, your energy is off, whatever case may be, in this part of your body, and we did it. Oh well, then shit. So I have the ability, like I'm blessed to have a space that I can kind of jump in between space to space where some of that behavior is not frowned upon and it's more acceptable, even with my customers. You know what I mean? Because I know that, you know what I'm saying, just as a person, you need to be, you have a way to like pop off sometimes, because people push buttons. People act like because you're in service, which all of us are,
right.
that well, you're just supposed to be nice all the time. And no matter what somebody say to you, no matter what they do, it's okay.
Right.
I understand. No, bitch. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
And don't do it again. Don't do it again. See how I can do it? And see, that's what I be saying. And then I feel like I should have a job or a special service where people can be like, can you say such and such such and such for me? And I'll be like, she goddamn hell, son of a bitch. Thank you. You're welcome. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then can you sure, no problem. Just for the record. Such and such.
Have a secret inbox, like where people can just tap in, almost like a little comment thing, and they just give you what they want to say.
Like that person that does your emails for you.
Exactly.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Be like, oh, you need me to do what?
Unfortunately, this is within my scope of services.
Like, shut your ass up. Not the let's see in that. What you mean? Unfortunately, just goddamn well I don't do this. You know what I'm saying? That type of interpreter. Yeah. And that's what, don't call me with that shit. You understand? Do you understand? Return unavailable. Yeah, you said exactly with the look and everything. See,
she smiled after that, y'all.
Yeah,
because that's y'all to know she got that out. She
got it. She felt much better. The fuck, yes. Shout out to Lorena Star Marie. Shout out to Nia Bradley. Shout out to Shanetta Robinson joining the conversation. Kiva Miss Stick with It is in the building. Good afternoon, Patrice and all friends. And then she said, Lord, they be acting and do. I just think that I love these types of conversations because people forget
we're human,
that you're human
and a woman,
and they don't and they don't care. Mm-hmm. Like as a consumer, and what I know, well, the three of us, I mean, yes. You okay over there? Did that upset you? Upset you a little bit? You was like, did that upset you? People assume that, you know what I'm saying, because you care about your brand, because you care about growth of your business, you know what I'm saying, because you anticipate bigger and better things for your business, that means you got to let stuff slide. Mm-hmm. Well, like what's the limit though, sis? What's like, how do you get like where the face? Yes. What's the limit?
I have a limit. It's tested on the regular. I don't know.
You gonna pick that mic up and have this conversation? You just go answer and put it down, answer and put it down, or you gonna converse, my love?
I'm gonna converse.
That's awesome.
You know, I'm an Aquarius, so I'm passive or aggressive, and there's no in between. So I strongly advise myself that I stick with my passive side, which is harmful to me at the same time. They don't want my aggressive side, and I don't want to display that. I'm trying to stay in business. But it's challenging. It's really challenging.
Being that person in even in defense is damaging to your business.
Yeah, it can be.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
how you
asking
respond to
for people.
conflict can be. Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. We're already labeled angry black woman, angry black woman entrepreneur,
Aggressive.
aggressive woman. Yeah, aggressive. Yeah. So
Dominant.
how I respond, I really try to focus on that. Like, okay. But my face, regardless to what I'm saying out of my mouth, my face is definitely telling you not today.
Okay.
Or you got the right one. Regardless.
Regardless.
Yeah. Regardless to
it's
how
going down today.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'm sorry you feeling that way, and I apologize that things didn't work out for you.
Not for you.
For you. Yeah.
Arshan Robinson said, I work in a hotel. People pop off all the time. As soon as I ask them if I need to get security, they stop. SMH.
I feel that. I worked at a hotel for 8 years overnight. So, yeah, I had to definitely learn how to tell somebody to go jump off a bridge without telling them. Or my dad used to be like, you got to find a more diplomatic way to say it, where they understand what you're saying without you getting real out of pocket. So I've learned that. I also learned the power of pausing, and that's been my go-to. I just pause. I don't say anything. I just look at them.
Yeah, it's a lot of information in a pause.
It is.
It's
It
a
can
lot
definitely,
of information in a pause.
And that gets me off the fence because I be on one side. I have one foot on both sides, so I be sitting on top of the fence waiting. Some days,
not in I wish a nigga would.
I do, and God has definitely worked with me on that.
Okay.
Because when I tap into the other side, it's not out of false information. It's based in truth. So I kind of find a gray area. Like it's fact. However, it's hurtful how I deliver it. And that's where I learned to master the pause and be silent. And sometimes I rebuke or ask God to mute me if I'm not speaking life, because when my temper is to a point where I'm at a place where I don't really care if I do harm in my natural self, God reminds me of I have to look at myself in the mirror after that, and sometimes you can't come back from it. So
right.
I ask God to mute me if I'm not speaking life. That's part of my daily routine, meditation routine. So I think those are key pieces in staying in alignment, because me going in on somebody is going to hurt me more than it hurts them. That's especially facts. If I love you. Facts. I don't want to go there. I don't want to look at you like that. I don't want to feel the way I'm feeling about you. So me being silent and me pausing and me redirecting that helps all parties, including myself.
Shanetta Robinson also said, my tolerance level is none. So folks don't like me, but I refuse to get loud and cuss them out and cuss them back. My face is saying all that, but my tone remains low and I remain calm. Definitely pause. Listen, I think these parts of the conversation, this is not something that people are new to. I just think that they forget. You know what I mean? And especially during this time of year because it's Women's History Month and it's such a big focus on women in business, women in families, you know what I'm saying, women in social relationships. It's such a big point right now. You know what I'm saying? We got to show that we can work together. We have to do this and we have to create this front or whatever the case may be. United or pretend, whatever the case may be. I think that people forget that when I leave here, I gotta get something to eat. I'm gonna go home, shower, freshen up, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna go to bed just like you do. It's almost the same process. You know what I'm saying? And then my alarm's gonna go off, or my natural internal clock is gonna wake me up, and I'm gonna get up, swing my feet off the side of the bed, just like you. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom, just like you. Same thing. Like I'm a whole person. Right. And how is it that when you are consuming, shopping, engaging of a service, when you require something, because these are not things. It's not you just wake up and be like, well, I don't have to have a party today. You don't even gotta have a party. That's a whole moment of desire. And you are and to satisfy a desire, not a necessity. You get all in your ish, and then you forget that I woke up this morning just like you. That I have a family just like you. And everything may not be sweet, just like it's not in yours. You get what I'm saying? Like as the consumer, I don't think of these things. I don't think that today anomaly catering might be running 15 minutes behind because they woke up and baby Campbell had a fever. You get what I'm saying? Because
and it has happened. I've had deaths happen right before jobs. We've walked out of our home to murder scenes before. We call it trauma cooking. We've had several trauma cooking episodes where something happened right before a job. Even the weather, like the blistering cold, it's the last minute, and we still have to push
people's response
through.
to that is usually, I mean, you in business or no, or or I mean, that's what I know. I know the chain. Or you know what I'm saying? Or I mean, you didn't ask. I didn't ask you to do that. I mean, you chose to do this job, is what I mean. I know, baby. You chose to do this job. You chose. But I also chose to be treated with respect. Choose to be treated with respect.
Yeah.
I choose to not be disregarded. And because I chose to be of service, you chose to be a bitch today? Because you can get the fuck out of here. You can choose violence. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, but I'm just saying, did you choose to get fucked up today? Because you talking to people like that and you don't know what's going on with me. It might be that word that you said right there. The last word, not that one, the one right before that is the one that could be my trigger. It could be the last time I needed to hear that. And then now I done went all off, just like I just did. And I, like, you know what I'm saying? I done went all to the left, like, what the hell? And now you want to blame me for that. But as a woman, where is the compassion that I believe we should have? I personally, my name is Patrice, middle initial O, last name Green. Just want to say that people, I'm not, it's whatever. I believe that there should be a natural level of empathy shared between women. I understand that there are traumas that come along, and some people come from different backgrounds. I get that, and you can't change where we come from. But after so long, even in certain levels of engagement, I think there should be an innate, natural, just moment of empathy at some point in time when you get up. Every time you see any woman, take a pause. That pause that Chris was talking about. And you don't have to reevaluate her life that morning. You don't got to give her a scenario. Just a little grace, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Just a little. Be like, okay. Now, a repeated lack of engagement, a repeated failed follow up, repeated just poor business ethics, operations, processes. Then sis don't need to be in business. I get it. You know what I'm saying? How and ever, even in acknowledging that, can we just show a little grace?
Okay. I'm gonna accept that, even on my
I
end
understand.
as an entrepreneur to customers, because I have my moments where I'm ready to woo. Man.
I just want to rewind something you just said.
Okay, go ahead.
When you stated, you know, if it's repeated or
If there's a pattern or
if there's a
habit,
pattern,
yeah.
I just want to tap into that for 1
'Cause
second.
Come
there's
on.
some mean girls out here.
There are, but I'm gonna tap it from a different angle because I've witnessed it personally. Sometimes those patterns are continuous because shit is continuous.
And
Deaths,
is.
divorces, cancer, diagnosis, like those things. I know so many entrepreneurs who were hit month after month after month, and then they still got to show up. And people don't understand that, and they don't try to. Not saying it's an excuse, but it's a reality, and that's what we need to figure out how to navigate those situations. Because I know some people that were showing up, and life was giving them hell,
Absolutely.
and it took everything for them to show up. I know entrepreneurs that were contemplating suicide, but still got to show up as a mother, as a wife, as a business owner, as all these things, as a sister. Um, so I do believe in grace and mercy. However, I believe in the entrepreneur too, especially women, being transparent. You don't have to give the nitty gritty details of how life is life in, but at what point do you say, hey, sis, I'm at my capacity. I'm ready to say F it all. And I just need a moment. You know, that that's crucial
To even be able to acknowledge it for yourself,
for yourself.
for sure.
Because we'll point the fingers and be like, oh, it was because this and it was because of that and it was because of no, we're in a messed up state of mind, spiritually, mentally. So when we get to those places, being transparent enough to say, I don't know if I'm coming or going, sis. I don't even know. Today I made a post. I don't even know how I feel.
Right.
I know it's off, but I don't know how to describe it. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it's coming from. I know pieces I can associate it with, but truly, I don't. Like I don't even I can't even pray it out because I don't even know how to define it or call it out. So, you know, those things. So when we say if it's a repeated pattern, sometimes as a friend, as a client, as a customer, do we pull a tail and say, sis, something off? You know, do you need a hug?
And that's the part I guess was trying to get into with the offering grace. Now
Mhm.
extension in that grace where being available to one another, offering a platform. And I'll be honest, I know that everybody ain't capable to be there for other people. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So if you can't do that, you know what I'm saying, don't compound your that you may be overwhelmed also.
Mhm.
So at least
Give a little grace.
give a little grace.
Give a little grace.
Because you know you could be at one more thing, and that one more thing may have been her fuck up. You get what I'm saying? In this moment, you get what I'm saying? If you see her, you just I'm gonna tell you whether we like it or not. Discernment is on deck because
It
it's called
is.
women's intuition. That's what we got. We get it's just naturally in our spirits. I understand that, but even in that, you can look at somebody and they looking frazzled and shit. You know what frazzled look like.
Right.
You know what ain't nothing right about this day look like. You know what I'm saying? You might not know the details, but do you really need them?
I'm gonna be honest. Both of you guys did that to me today. You like you good? And same thing when Anomaly first sat down, she was like, "You sure?" And you know me, I'm gonna give a very Aquarius.
We say, "Is you cool?" in our family.
Yeah,
Is
but
you cool?
you know, Yeah.
But I love that you mentioned the importance of being able to, if it's you being able to acknowledge that. Like I'm fresh off of it. We talk about all the time. I am literally, there is still mounds of mud under my fingernails right now. I'm dusty, my knees is ashy because I'm just now climbing up out of this damn death hole. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to gain my bearings, trying to look around, the fog is just lifted. It's still some smudge around here. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like, and I'd be one of the first people to say, "Hey, look, I'm fucked up. Just give me a minute. I don't know. Whatever you expected anything other than the bare minimum. If you need anything other than the bare minimum from me right now, you're gonna be highly disappointed. And not that I want to. That's gonna compound my stress because now I'm not only am I fucking up the other stuff, I can't be available to nobody. I can barely do my job. I can't help my family. I can't do nothing. And now my self-value is depreciated. All because I couldn't say help or I need or can you just give me a moment? You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? And I know life will show up and be like, absolutely not. And tomorrow this bill is due, and if you don't pay it, and while we're at it, dot, life will show up on us like that quickly than a mud. We don't give ourselves grace. We don't give each other grace. Like everything is such demand or such brutal hostility. And I wanted to have the first conversation of this series is about we are women before anything else, before you're a mother, before you're a wife, before you're a business owner. You know what I'm saying? Before all day long at this stage in our life, I am almost 50, a whole woman doing supposed to have quote unquote a list of with things that I've done, accomplishments, or I'm further along in life than whatever that looks like. And all these personal and external expectations of who I'm supposed to be. And then I run a business. And then I'm a sister, a friend, a daughter, a mother, all these responsibilities. It's a lot. It's a lot to consider, and it's a lot when we in the middle of it all. You in the storm, the sandstorm cycling around you. Shit, it's you and you all those things. And the last thing you're gonna see is when you walking up on somebody else and they in one too. You don't see that. All you doing is you going to the store. You don't see her whirlwind. But this is a moment to acknowledge that there's a whirlwind. There's a something that we don't see. There is a moment. Then what may not be today, and it may not have happened right now, 5 minutes ago, hours ago, it may be on the way. You get what I'm saying? She haven't had it yet. And your moment of grace in that second could be just that extra she needed to take 2 more steps. To take just one to and answer one more call. Just one more breath, one more moment walking past you and seeing you smile. Whatever positive energy that you had to share in that moment may have been just the one thing that pushed her past. We don't know what energy exchange physically look like unless we're looking intentionally. Right. But you walked past and your little sunshine touched her cloud and pushed it over a little bit and gave her another moment. We don't know. Right. But that's why we become conscious of those things, and having these conversations make us aware of those things. Shanetta, all the way on the West Coast, chiming in. I appreciate you, Mama. She said, "Facts, I do it. I just look at them. I can't right now. Please don't." For somebody else that's usually testing where she is, she said, "You got to be able to acknowledge it and still feel safe. If you see someone go through something, give them space." And then, I mean, that's not always easy because we be needed. You know what I'm saying? It's not, we're not on the other side of the desire, on the other side of the one. It's some shit that you need. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the house, you done rushed off to Walgreens to grab some type of medicine because somebody in the house need to be tended to. and the pharmacist is in bitch mode.
Listen.
Do you understand what I'm saying? This is where we be, but we also don't know that what happened to get her there. You get what I'm saying? And we all in self check. We every time we step out of the house, you got to be in self check. You got to be mindful of somebody else. Pay attention to this person. Don't do this. It's so much to do. And as women, I'm not saying we're not equipped, but we equipped for some shit. We offset to make some things, but hell, hashtag me too, for real. In life, just in life. Yes, I got family members that are and currently transitioning this life.
Yeah.
Have recently transitioned this life. So I'm in mourning. What does that look like? My business done fell down on my head. I'm in mourning. Loss is fucking loss. You know what I'm saying? Broken friendships, broken relationships, loneliness, all the look around us, all these people. We don't know what they're going through. My son is a kid boy. I don't know that. And I hate that he is. And I don't know what to do about him. And last time he was at the house, he threatened me. Now what am I supposed to do? What do I do? Do I send somebody to get my kid? What if they hurt him? What if something happens to my son because I wasn't able to have this quote unquote conversation with him that would stop him? Where's his daddy? Fuck his daddy. I hate this. And dot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to take into consideration every time you see somebody outside of yourself. Every time, every moment. I'm so worried about what everybody else going through. Who and not nobody considering me. How do we consider each other? How do we make it a habit to consider each other? I mean, everybody don't gotta be your sister friend, girlfriend, whatever. You don't gotta be chopping up and hanging out every day.
Right.
But how do we consider each other? Let alone ask, who? Them. To be considerate of us too. And we're not even talking about racial divides. We're not even talking about financial or social structural divides. We just talking literally, we just on gender. We haven't even made it to the other fine divisions. We just literally man or woman. Let's look at us as a whole, because collectively now is this kind of woman, that kind of woman, and all the things that come along. We ain't even there yet. This is the basic bears of it. That's a whole lot to consider. But this is the thing that we need to ask. This is Women's History Month. We want to celebrate all the accomplishments that people did that, quote unquote, made an impact on the way we live today. Oh, she invented us, such and such. These are the things that they talk about when they talk about women's history. Oh, she was the first person to such and such, such and such. And now we do it all the time. Where's the first person to stop and say, you know what? Let me consider sis too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How come these social cues are not the things that we get to celebrate? Oh, she made a chair. Not really, because I don't know who made the chair. You know what I'm saying? Or she created this infrastructure that allowed for the houses and the things to be all the stuff that we made. Where are the opportunities to celebrate how good we are to one another? Like the one thing that we be really needing, like of all the things, stuff, whatever. You know what is good, how it feels, and this is why I love y'all so much as a couple. What it looks like to see, bask in, and celebrate someone being loved. You like legitimately seeing the cares. You get what I'm saying? And the consideration and the slow step and the slow to speak and the dealing with all of my rah and dealing with all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're like, wait a minute. Hold on. You get what I'm saying? When do we get to do that with each other? Is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? Coming from I grew up, I didn't have a whole lot of female friends, and we all know why that story comes about. Who started that narrative? Where this bitch at? You get what I'm saying? or who's allowed to perpetuate that thought about who we are? I love on y'all. Y'all love on me. We're responsible to and for one another all the time. That's a natural narrative between women. Like literally, that is a natural exchange, typically. how do we get away from that? It's you gotta you need some helps. You need some helps. I know. I said you need some helps. Centuries. I'm just saying, do you kind of feel what I'm saying, sis?
No, I do. Absolutely.
Like I how come that's not the narrative celebrated between us? You know, especially when it comes to Black women. Like they be like, oh, they don't like each other, they hate each other, they don't get along, and they. What?
You just have to do it.
What you mean?
You just do it. You just start doing it. You know, like I started a thing where when I am out in public, I always go, is it okay if I hug you? Or are you taking hugs today?
I like that.
You know, because, you know, finding ways to ask, are you okay? And to invite yourself into people's lives to allow them to be transparent. And that's kind of how I go about it.
Okay.
I'm always like, you hugging today? So I don't know how you feeling. I don't know what your energy is. I don't know what you need. And 9 times out of 10, just the thought of you asking first makes them go, wow. And then you'll notice that the hugs are more like, I needed that.
Indeed.
Instead of just that, oh, hey girl.
Right.
You know, hug. It's like, wow, this person really cares about how I'm feeling.
And that is the thought. You know what I'm saying? Like we are the quote unquote nurturers of this life. You know what I'm saying? And that would be typically female across all species. But we talking about us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like we're the carers. We are the huggers. We're supposed to be anyway. Yeah. But if you notice, I don't hug very much. You know what I'm saying? I feel weird about people touching me. And it's not that I don't like it. Because
energy transfers.
But once it happens, I be needing it. It's like I'm scared the wrong energy gonna touch me, or it's gonna be the wrong kind of touch. You get what I'm saying? And so, but I want to be hugged. I didn't even know that I wanted to be hugged. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I know that I'm one of women who like I didn't even know that I needed that hug. Dude, wait a minute, this is nice. Who else is giving away hugs? Can we do more of that? You know what I mean? I thought about that point that you made right there when I look at my grandfather who is dealing with Alzheimer's dementia. You get what I'm saying? Like I make sure that every time I go in the room, I touch him. You know what I'm saying? Like just I don't know if it's hold his hand, caress his forehead, or whatever the case may be, because I mean he like 80 something now, I think. You know what I'm saying? He should be touched. Because how frequently is that happening?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then are we beginning these patterns now of not doing it? You get what I'm saying? How often do you hug your children? How often do you hug engage your spouse and your friends, your family members, other family? Last time you hug your sister or a brother, or you know what I'm saying? Just thinking about all of these things that specifically I don't do as often as I know that I would like, and wondering why I don't do it as much. You know what I'm saying? And I used to have my mom is a very big hugger and things like that. And now I realized like a couple of weeks ago, I said, Mom, we don't hug anymore. Or you don't embrace. I used to kiss you all the time. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what came into play that made that. It's just other thoughts to complement what you to feed off what you were saying.
Trauma came into play. Cell phones came into play.
Interesting.
Life came into play. All the things. Yeah.
Michael J.
Curtis. My child is always like, I need your undivided attention.
Oh, I love it.
And everybody at that moment, we drop phones, everybody stops what they're doing, and we just turn around. That means it's serious right now. So
and don't do nothing else. Just right here.
Right here. Focus. Right here. Everybody focuses. So
I love that. And I love the level of communication that you are establishing for the generation that is coming, behind you. I think that's so beautiful to be able to get them to speak these words, because these are languages that people be freaking out now. So, now everything trauma based. Now it wasn't a name for it before, fam. Right. It was happening. You know what I'm saying? We was just really quiet about it, or the abuse for different abuses, different kinds of abuse. They didn't have a name for it. So no, it wasn't talked about as much then. Now they done labeled it and say, hey, look, this thing right here, this behavior is called that.
I was scared to talk at one point just because of some of the different traumas that I had experienced, and I didn't want to place that on my kids. So, certain things I was like, I suppressed.
Understood.
So yeah, having such keywords and having those moments where everybody is just like, hands on and in each other's face, able to talk and give each other that freedom to be loved on. I love it.
Right.
Because I noticed even with my child, like none of us are, we're not big on hugs and all the things. But when we need it, we know how to say it. I need y'all right now. Pour into me. Well, also on our refrigerator, we have
just a little closer.
We have a sticker on our refrigerator. It's like a magnet type of thing. And one
Okay.
side says I'm okay. And the other side says I'm not okay. And if any of us notice that the I'm not okay sign, we all start checking on everybody in the house.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So we got
see, it's those type of behavioral increases that I talk about, but in our homes that we need as a community. You know what I mean? Literally, we just don't do it enough. And it's becoming, I don't know if this generation, I mean, the generation after who would have been our parents, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple of generations that fall onto their children. But if we got irritated because somebody was hugged too huggy or not hug enough, and so now you're not doing it to your children. And then you also don't do it because somebody hugged too much and it irritated you. You know what I'm saying? And all the little things that come along with that. Michael J. Curtis says some things you must put into systematically and structurally. It is true. Let me see that when we have regular attendance at institutions that encourage that behavior, issues is those same institutions. Issue is those same institutions deposited and perpetrated hurt. Absolutely. And I agree with that. It's like basically there used to be things put into place systematically and structurally that's what we did. We engaged each other one way or another. But it was that the problem was that even though those institutions encouraged that type of behavior, it also was where a lot of the hurt was facilitated. I just wanted to reiterate that because I know I read it like trash. Shanetta said, yeah, right, who started that being judgmental and finger pointing ain't it. I celebrate my friends. I love my friends. Same for the family. And Nikki said, I be hugging you. You do be hugging me. Straight up. Kiva Thick with it said, facts, me too. Because of folks' energy, I'm standoffish in that area of my life. Facebook user chime in said the human touch is important. I'm a hugger. I hug my male friends, not a handshake. We embrace because you are important to me. But if you just stick your hand out, I'm cool. Yeah, I like that. Chris, you was gonna say something about
my situation is a lot different from those that are around me because I don't got direct access to my mom. I don't have direct access to my blood siblings. So I do a lot of alone time trying to figure out what I need.
Okay.
To be able to articulate that to somebody. Because sometimes when you don't really know what you, like you said, sometimes you don't know what you need until you get it. I'm grateful to have people that stand in the gap. I have sisters that I have here that I call my sisters and love me like their real sister that stand in the gap when I can't get to mine. I got so many mothers in the village that stand in the gap when I can't get to mine. But sometimes it puts me in a weird place because I be longing for that birth mother hug or my blood sister checking in on me. Like my sisters here do. You know what I mean? So it sometimes puts me in a weird space. But I've also learned how to be honest with what I'm going through because I'm a fixer by nature and I'm always trying to fix all the things and fix everybody's. And sometimes I need the fixing, and I'm learning how to articulate um, it better to those around me. But I'm also grateful because God has blessed me in this season with people who could look at how I'm dressed for the day and know something's off, or look at the way I wear my hat and know that it's something off, or my facial expression and know that something's off. I'm not my typical self. Whether that be good, bad, or indifferent, they know something isn't right. Um, so I'm grateful for that to have people like that. But it also puts me in a weird space when you're at home by yourself. Who do I articulate that to? And sometimes I just look in the mirror, honestly, recently, just really looking in the mirror, like, sis, it's okay. Like, and I talk to myself in third party, like, you gonna be okay. Put your crown, like I always, head up, crown on. I'll be in the mirror, like, put your damn crown back on. Tack it, get a bobby pin out the cabinet, honey, and put it back on. Um, but it isn't easy. I would say that it's some days that I don't know what I need. Some days I just need a good cry, a cleansing. Um, some days it's nonstop. The other day I was at the Ambition Center and I cried out to God for 4 hours straight. Literally. I couldn't even stop it. Every time I tried to stop, it came back. I'm like, and it wasn't a negative cry. It was just a cry. I can't even explain it. It had me like going down memory lane. It had me thinking about how far he's brought me, what I've come out of. It had me thinking about those I love and how I want to see them be great and all the things. It had me thinking about my daddy. So I don't even know what it was. I know I needed it though. When I called Ajim or text Ajim or something and told him, like, bro, I needed all of that. But it started with this prayer that he let me hear. And from there, it just, because that prayer hit every area of my life. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know I needed this. My eyes were super swole by noon because I couldn't stop crying. And it wasn't, again, a negative cry. It was just, I needed to release it. I guess I hadn't done it in a while, but it was just, yeah, it was just that. That's what I got.
What and I know this is gonna sound redundant, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What's a negative cry?
For me, it's when I'm angry, and it stems from a negative place. And anger, you I remember they be like, man, you ever seen that one teardrop drop and you like, woo, baby. Yeah. So that's the negative one that comes straight to mind for me. That one tear, like where you almost rocking yourself to come, that cry, like, do people think it almost like you're battling the devil with the angel, or that type of teardrop, like, do they think I ain't about this life? Do they think that I won't? Do they think I will say I'll start over somewhere new? Like, I'll pack up. I don't have obligations here. I don't have, you know, um, something. I don't own a home. I don't own, I could get up and go. Like, it's that rocking, and typically only people that I love deeply can get me to that place. Um, every now and then a stranger could get me there just by how they approach me, or if they made me feel or said some pervy type stuff to me or something like that I didn't, engage in, or they just randomly said some slick stuff to me or something like that. But typically is when I'm angry and I'm at that point where like I'm almost seeing red. Like I can't even describe it, but it's a place it isn't a constant full of tears. It's them couple drops that hit my cheek, and I'm like, ooh, baby, let me go find something to do. Let me go lay down. Let me start my day. Let me just get away. Um, so yeah.
And I think that I not think I asked that because a lot of people don't understand that there's a separate. It's all about the place where it come from. So I want to be able to give them a perspective of that. Like when it's a happy cry, of course, and people say that is people say it's a happy cry, and I guess I'm trying to in my own mind grasp like, but even if like that's still a release in my mind. You get what I'm saying? Them couple tears shed or whatever is the saving grace of this bomb that just was about to go off. Like that drop, them couple two drops right there, just let out just enough gas so I could think about what I was about to do instead of going to auto mode on your ass. And then now I'm in and everybody can get it mode. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't share them two couple tears to release the pressure in that space or whatever. Shanetta also mentioned real quick. She said, yes, it is, but it's cleansing. It's needed. And then she said, I do that cry. And thank God for giving me that release. It keeps me from jail. Real talk. Kiva said, and when he was explaining the how's the explaining, she said, I like that. It makes sense. And then she said, I felt that girly when you were sharing.
And I appreciate that perspective because I've never looked at it like that. Like it was it was again a releasing. I'm looking at it like baby, if this teardrop hit my jaw the right way, if I feel it, I might can't come back from what I'm finna do. So but I never I associated that with anger and a negative place. Now it could be associated with anger without being negative. I do
Right.
know that.
And
Now I'm just now because of how you explained it, I can push those two together.
and I guess that's how I'm trying to what I want to do is and what I'm trying to do is let me see what it did real quick is find a way to stay not necessarily away from, but I want to work at adding as much capacity, like true capacity and understanding and acceptance for what something is instead of what society told me it was or what I've created my own definition of something of what it is. I want to be able to look at not just a word or an expression, but I want to be able to a feeling for what it is, like the difference between being angry and being hurt. Like there's a difference between that. They might show up the same because sometimes when you hurt, you respond a certain kind of way. When you're angry, you respond a certain kind of way. How do we find that line that says, you know what I'm saying? This is what hurt looks like. This is what anger looks like. And even though they're similar, how do we respond? You know what I mean? How is it how we respond or how we embrace the situation for where we are? Does that am I making any sense? Like how do we look at it from that? Um my questions are always going to be, you know what I'm saying? If you could not would you change where you are now? Like if you could not take all the things back and you could just rewind. I don't want to do the business no more. I don't want to. I'm just gonna get up every morning, go to work at such and such and such, and you know what I'm saying? Get up, spend the day with the time with the family, get them together, or not worry about starting business, not being of service in that capacity. So work is not your responsibility. The who's in the house and the where's and the all the customer background ain't your responsibility anymore. Just get up, you go to work, and drop off your 9 to 5, 8 to 4, whatever, and then you knock it out and be done. Would you ever go back to that? Let me see if I can hear you. Say it again.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, I got your mic back on. Why wouldn't you? Like,
It,
is it unappealing? Is it something that come along with this? Like, why would you not?
it was a part of my journey. It made me the woman that I am right now. It taught me discipline. It made me better overall. It showed me what I could overcome. Yeah, I wouldn't. Everything has its challenges, and you just got to pick and choose your battles. And this is a battle I definitely would fight over again.
I appreciate that. Shit. Is it this one?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm turned down all the wrong buttons. Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't do over because the most satisfying part about this journey currently is the fact that it was a vision God gave me and it wasn't mine. And to be walking in obedience with what He created for me is a different level of gratitude. It's a different level of thankfulness, I think. And despite the difficult days, despite the math not mathing, despite those bills still coming and you don't even know how they're gonna get paid, despite transition, despite elevation, despite the roller coaster, knowing that I jumped out on faith 100% with something God gave me outbeats any. It's worth it, and I know that it's gonna get greener. It's the waiting season that sometimes doesn't feel good, but it's definitely worth it. And I don't think I would ever want to go back to allowing humans to dictate my path or patterns.
Hmm. That's for me, I guess, just trying to understand what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? On this side of the table. I get it. Just making it make sense. You said you wouldn't do it again.
No, I wouldn't go back to that 100% allowing that. If I do it, it's going to be regarding like, yes, I will. Like, I contract myself out now to other places or other entities or organizations or friends or whatever, but allowing, I'm about purpose work in this season. And I think that's maybe a better way to explain it. If it's not associated with purpose or can be utilized for purpose work, or if he's not connected, I don't want it. You know what I mean? Not the job, not the bag, not the print job, not the opportunity, not the friendship, the family. If he's not aligned or attached to it in this season, I don't want no parts. Because that's where, when I go back through my life, when I think about all the crazy, messed up stuff, not saying that stuff doesn't happen when you're aligned, because it does.
Okay.
How you deal with it when you're aligned is the bigger picture. But I don't think I would want to live a regular life. I don't think it would be satisfying to me, for my thirst for knowledge, for my thirst for challenges, overcoming creativity, perseverance. I don't grit. I don't think life would give me that had I not chose the journey that God put me on again 3 years ago.
Interesting. I asked that because I think about recently. I've been not forced, but I've been put in position to just review my life, and an opportunity to um, be more connected to gratitude for some of my experiences, for the way my life has, the things that I've done and things that I haven't done. Just working on refortifying my my personal image of myself. How not just my esteem, you know what I'm saying, but being connected to and being proud of the things that I've accomplished over the years. uh, for on this side of the table, I spend a lot of time. I'm real hard on myself. I know that, and I judge myself really bad. Like I should probably have a closet of black robes and gavels, for myself. Let's just go wear the nice one today. Let's change this one today because I judge myself that hard and so much, and I be forgetting some of the things that I did. Like other people be like, "Girl," and I'm looking at them, and I literally they tell me things that I've done about in my life that I don't remember, and I'd be like, "Dang, I did. When did this happen? You don't remember such details." Full on deep. I be like, oh, I and then I feel some kind of way that like I should have that memory. Where is it? You know what I'm saying? And then I go once I get to it and realize that I didn't value it the way that I should have. And I treated it like it wasn't shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like and like it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. That's funny. And because it wasn't enough, because I didn't feel like I had quote unquote done anything, then what is to be celebrated? And while other people were doing their celebration, I thought they was all just wasting time and messing up. You know what I'm saying? And we doing all the but not really. Always. Always. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I wish, yes, always. Look at little dude. He like, what about me, TT Chris? No, not you either. You know what I'm saying? And I say these things. I try to help facilitate conversations like this that remind people to not make the same mistakes that I made. And not that I'm this quote unquote griot wise woman or whatever. But when I think about some of the stuff that I've been through and some of the experiences I've had, I'm like, and nobody told me dot dot dot. I want to tell you all the things that nobody told me. And you don't have to make the same decision that I made or whatever, but now at least you got more information to work with. And you have a better chance to make the better decision for your journey. You know what I'm saying? Because it may not be the same path that I took, but at least you can know, yo, it's whole crocodiles in that pond. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna tell you it looked pretty. And fuck the flowers. It's big crocodile in it, yo. Watch your step. Nobody told me that. And they let me go. They let me walk through the pond. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to swim real quick though. But you know what I'm saying? And I want it so that people don't have to do that. Whatever in any area. That's why people call me, hey, do you know such and such? Yeah, hold on 1 second. And immediately I offer information. If I don't hold up, you know what? I don't. But my homegirl, give me 1 second. And I try to connect resources as much as I'm able because damn, why not? Why not? And I use this song as a reference all the time. That what's that? Children hold on to your dreams. You know what I'm talking about? That I'm gonna look it up. Come on, music reference. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that in the song he says, at the top, there's room for all. It's just the bottom that's crowded, y'all. And I heard the lyric to that years ago at a PU concert with PU show, and they was doing something. They was playing, and Quantum were doing this, the close for the show for tonight, and they used that "Children Hold On to Your Dreams, Believe in Love," and then Vale was playing it, and he actually let the lyrics play. They was playing the song, and it wasn't just a hook. And then eventually they faded out, but I kept hearing it over and over again. Just that line, just the value in that line, and how where we would be professionally. Okay, I she said she can't hear y'all when y'all use your microphones. If y'all can put them to your mouth, please. I got you, Kiva. She said, but if we understood what that could do for us, imagine if there's a grant, it's two grants for $10,000. You get what I'm saying? And we are looking whoever needed. You get what I'm saying? According to everybody, you all need an extra $10,000. And I'm gonna be the first to tell y'all that the more you get exposed to having $10,000, the quicker it starts to look like $10.
Hallelujah.
Because I mean, not that I mean, for someone who needs $10,000, you get that. But when you learn that accessing $10,000 in certain circles is like grabbing $10 out your wallet, it's almost identical. It's crazy, right? Am I wrong, sis? Y'all hear what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
And people grasping that concept, figuring out the selflessness of it all. But as a collective, I know it's not going to be perfect. I know that we may not all get to the point where we can say, you can have this $10,000. We'll get this 10,000 for you. I know that people have, it's human nature, quote unquote. Human nature takes place, and it's not the most pretty animal. You know what I mean? But god damn, like everything, all the stuff, it's billions of dollars. You understand? Trillions of dollars available. You don't need all trillion of the dollars.
Share the wealth.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like it is a look at you. I'm just saying the backstory of that is what? It's simple. Is this what we doing? Is this what we doing? How do I get you that information? It's a list of grants going around, and I'm telling I'm gonna say this because I know under the right circumstances, other people will be saying it too. I know who forwarded me the list and the applications. I know which handful of people sent it to me, right? But I also know I didn't send it back to the people that sent it to me, but I send it to Facebook blocked me. I forward it to that many people. And I do it every time somebody send me something. But I will tell you this, that sometimes and more often than not, there are people who have access to those grant links and application, and they don't send a goddamn thing to a handful of folks except for only their immediate three friends. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I know that some of y'all is watching this video because you didn't push the play button, you just holding it on your screen so it don't have to show up that you viewed it. I'm okay with that too. I just want you to know that I know that that's what you're doing. And I also know that you be high-fiving me and be seeing me where we at and telling me how great you think I am, but you don't support my business. You don't support my nothing, and not even enough to send me an application where I might not even get chosen, that you can't forward me the application, dumbass. But if I say dumbass to your face, then you're going to be offended, and then I'll become the person that you telling everybody I am anyway. Just wanted to say that out loud.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
Yeah, sometimes I get to do that. Sometimes I really like about being on the radio. So yeah, I get to say that sometimes.
You got it off your chest and you said it with your chest. So I love it. I love that combo.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, those that know me, I'm an information head. So I will give, if it comes to me, believe me, somebody didn't got it. Got that information, and I pride myself in doing that. And I don't do it for recognition. I do it to pass on the knowledge, because kept knowledge doesn't live on. It doesn't. It's dead at the starting point if you're not passing that information on, or even people sharing, hey, in the future, for growth reasons, here's where you can possibly expound on your grant that could possibly get you blah, blah, blah. Or have you thought about sitting down with somebody that can revise your grant or look at it to see if you're hitting all the components? Or let's do a collaborative grant approach to see, and what I am going to say, and this is across all fields, there, and this isn't just Milwaukee, this is in general. We have a lot of gatekeepers when it comes to access to some of this money. And as a former building manager with multiple businesses residing inside. I got a chance to see the ins and outs of a lot of things. Um, and be in spaces that allowed me to see both sides. And my thing is, if collectively as a whole we want to see thriving black owned businesses, we want to see generational curses broken, we want to create generational wealth. The only way to do that is for us to collectively either work together or call the gatekeepers out. Like that's where we are. You know, there's no middle ground now, you know, in this season.
Okay.
Either we figure out how to build our own wealth so we don't even have to seek a grant. Well, we can be the grant. Hey, you need a $10,000 grant. Okay, over there.
Okay.
And oh, you need a $50,000 capital. This is your, you know, here's a 2% interest rate. Pay it back over this amount of months. This is how we insure. You know, I was blessed. Like even going into Control C, God, because I knew it was God's vision, He provided those things, including financing for a printer from somebody that didn't even know me, never met me in person. And that was all God. That's how I knew it was God. That's how I knew it was something bigger than me. But for those that don't have that, then what? You're just stuck, or you're feeling hopeless, or you feeling, you know, I know people right now that could benefit for a food truck right now, and that's all they need to get them over that hump. I know people that just need their own space so they can do all the things in it, from classes to cooking. I know people that, you know, just need land so they can produce the food that the other caterers need to produce. You know what I mean? So it's so many, but it all comes back to doing your individual part. And that's the thing. Like we can say all the things, but are you doing your part to make sure that cycle ends? Are you doing your part to pass on that information? Are you doing your part to connect people with people that have influence or are making decisions here citywide? And if you could say yes, then that's, you know, that's different. But if you're listening or you know some people around and they can't check those boxes, why not start to pull those coattails? Like, you're hurting us, you're hindering us, you're not helping. Figure out what H you are. Are you a hinderer? Are you a helper? Are you a, you know what I mean? Like, what are you? And being able to be accountable around those, or being accountable to those around you, to say, hey, you sit at the table with the people that made this grant. You ain't mentioned none of our name. You didn't recommend anybody. I know you can allow, you know, add a recommendation, you know, that type of stuff. But I think collectively we have to start pulling people. Hey, hey. Oh, I see you got an 80,000. Congratulations. How did you do it? Show me how to get an $80,000 grant. You know, that type of stuff. And if we're not gonna do that, remove them from around me. I don't really have the space or the capacity to be around people that are in competition or withholding information or none of the things. If you're not with it and for the betterment of those around you, period, I don't want no parts of it. So
See, I used grants as a very fine example because people always talk about money. It's always money. You get what I'm saying? It's always money. But the truth of the matter is, it's so much more to the success of your business. You get what I'm saying? And you don't even need to have. I know people are gonna be mad at me for saying is the okay grant. So what? There are other ways for you to make your business successful, so you are not dependent upon monies from these particular uninvested or just unvalued, unvalidating businesses, corporations or organizations. I'm sorry, because we're not talking about the business. We're talking about the larger entities that distribute these funds. Why not tap into the value in the barter system? I mean, it's only so much you can do. You get what I'm saying? When it comes to like when you think about it, because if you gotta come out of pocket for certain things, but where's the offset and the value of that? There's some, you know what I'm saying, that could be like a great benefit. And I'm not saying that you show up on somebody's doorstep and require that they give you hundreds of thousands of dollars in product for service that will cost less than such and such, but within reason. You get what I'm saying? How do you feel about the barter system, sis?
I love the barter system. I'm definitely for, hey, I'll do this for you. Can you do this for me? Or connecting. I feel like enough money is circulated from the higher ups, I'll call them, throughout the city for all of us to eat. There's no reason why any of us that are taking the initiative to become entrepreneurs are struggling and don't have the capital or resources that we need. Feel like if financial literacy classes were getting, that should be a way to earn a grant. I feel like having a business plan and taking 6 weeks series of courses and classes should be the way that you receive grants. I don't believe in the whole writing down your whole life and all the different things and putting it in a pool and we're all kind of like in this bucket scrappling over it. I don't understand it. I feel like it should be a rotating thing. I feel like if you received it this go around and it was a very sufficient grant, it should be circulated to the next person. And then also, like Ship said, I feel like collectively we should have our own pot where we helping each other as sisters. So I'm definitely for the bartering system. I'm definitely for knocking down some of these systems that we have in place too. I've been through it all, so I ain't gonna say too much.
I mean, but I appreciate that, and I think people listening appreciate that too. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that there is value in, one, the barter system, and two, creating a system that is internal. And I say internal, I mean, you and your partners. When I say partners, I mean your partners, your friends, your homegirls, your sister, whatever the case may be, people who you can establish a trusting relationship with. You get what I'm saying? And how do you get into that? You get what I'm saying? Like, you have a conversation, whatever, we all got to come up with this particular amount of money, and whatever that circle is going to look like, and whatever the pot, and then whatever regular investments that are made to this pot, so people can have a leg up. Like, I believe in that I wholeheartedly. I remember you mentioned that to me before, and he was like, "What about this concept? What about?" I was like, "That's
not
bomb.
hard, right?
That's bomb. I don't even know nothing about it. It's amazing." You mad because he got up? You're such a good boy. He meant Chef got up and he was like, "What?" Um. So as we get ready to close, I'm gonna get ready to let y'all get up out of here. I want to thank y'all for spending the day with me. Once we got things moving and grooving, you know what I mean. I think there's mad value in this topic today, and I thank y'all for sharing and being as transparent as y'all are. A lot of people don't get to see this side of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a whole regular person. You got things to do. You know what I'm saying? You could be asleep right now. and you opted to be here to share this goodness. You get what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? You could be doing a whole bunch of other stuff, taking orders, prioritizing other type of exchange for customer growth. And but we're not playing right now. We're not. I'm almost done. Sit down, please. Sit down. Please don't be a bad kid at the last 5 minutes of the show. That's
Right. I
terrible.
offer date nights.
That's exactly where I'm going.
Okay, y'all.
Just
I
the date
offer
nights?
date nights, y'all.
Tell me about a date night.
My husband and I will come to your home and we will cook you a restaurant meal. I am looking for
Do I got to be a couple?
You do not. We can do a self-care with just you. You can do a daddy-daughter date. You can do a mommy and me situation, whatever it is that you need. Um, those date nights typically range from starting $200 all the way up to $1,000, depending on the package that you pick. So I need a headshot. My husband needs a headshot, fresh every year. My daughter needs tutoring. I could use some marketing
Yo,
for
girl,
my
let me turn
business.
this up real quick. Well, sis over there tell the list of things she willing to barter for. Quit playing with me. Let's
So
go.
if you have an anniversary coming up, or you need, it's your birthday coming up or something, up to 24 people or whatnot, let's work it out and get some
He's like,
stuff
wait,
going.
what I walk
Look,
with
my
you?
husband, like, what you talking about?
He said, no, he just said,
Yep. My husband likes massages. But yeah, those are some things. We need a lot of things within our business worked on and rebranded for the new year. Some t-shirts and all the things. So if those people are out there and they are in need of a date night service, I'm willing to barter something like that.
you heard her. You heard her. I would be calling. Do I need to send a text message? What I need to do?
Mhm.
I'm just saying.
Email me at Anomaly
I'm just saying, email you where? How do we get it?
I don't
Email
know if
me at
you've seen how
anomalycater@gmail.com.
Anomaly Catering
At gmail.com.
at gmail.com.
Amen. Come on, get into the mic when we talking about other people's stuff. I see you. Don't. I'm about to push you down right now. I'm ready. I'm ready on the volume up too. Come on, she went right in full voice.
Because I was going to say,
Catering.
hey, I got on about 7 of those things she just mentioned. So
I'm just saying.
But feel free. Let us know what you got, what you're working with, and she definitely will.
See how she went right into business mode for you. You see that?
Yeah.
Tell me a little about Control C, Mama.
Ooh, Control C is on the finalizing the final pieces of rebranding. Look forward to a new logo, new website. You get a chance to get to know me, the brand story, my journey. Earlier in the episode, you were talking about, looking at all the things you've accomplished, and like I really didn't realize, like, until this rebranding, I really didn't assess what I've accomplished, or I haven't reflected on it. And I was laughing because my branding coach, Kalita Photography, she also does all the things. But she was like, "You got 4 degrees?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do."
4 of them.
Yeah, and I really hadn't processed that, because the chapter in which I've obtained those degrees, I was coming out of a dark season and just making it out top of the class, and all of the things was huge. But I didn't have time to really operate in it. And now I'm finally starting to receive it and accept it, and utilize it, and you'll see more of the things that I have experienced in once the rebranding is done. But until it's done, you can reach Control C at ctrlc03@gmail.com. You can also inbox on my social media on Control C's Facebook page, and it'll immediately give you that email address as well.
Nice.
The new website is coming out soon. All Control C will be 100% appointment based, so that you have your time with me, your intimate time. You don't have to worry about somebody disturbing you and all the things, whether that's for pickup or placing an order. I just want to also just give a huge shout out to Patrice for always, always, always loving on us as a whole, meaning community wide. You are a constant in a lot of people's lives, and I don't want you to not be seen as such or understand the capacity in which you are valued to those around you. You have been instrumental in my life, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your knowledge, and I'm also grateful for you being one of those people that can pull my coattail when I'm out of alignment, even if it don't feel good. But you checking me with the right heart and the right spirit means so much to me. And to have direct access to you means so much to me. So I just wanted to give you your flowers because you're connected to some dope people. And sometimes and you are a constant for a lot of people.
Thank you, Shep.
Even when it don't feel like that, you are. And even when people don't want to admit that publicly or whatever the case may be, you are. You are dope. You are loved. You are needed. And so are all of us. And for anybody that's listening, I just want to give you this. Head up, crown on. Keep pressing. It's going to get greener. It just, sometimes it doesn't look like it, but just keep pressing. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you for that. Very much so. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Wow. Thank you. Shit. I appreciate that. March is Women's History Month here across the nation, and of course here on live with JustPatrice blowradio.com. Every Monday for the month of March, I will be celebrating, having conversations, chopping it up, dealing with everyday's all the things and all the stuff that come along with being a woman entrepreneur, just living day to day, not necessarily being an entrepreneur. We'll talk about women's health. That's important too, and how we're doing in all the things, and we need to remind ourselves to take better care of ourselves. So this beautiful series of women in history, women in business, women in life, women being women, here on live with JustPatrice on blowradio.com for March 2024. I'm excited to celebrate with you. Excited to have you join the conversation. If for any reason you would like to participate, you want to come into the Calm Wellness Services facility here, which is where we are filming today. 6333 North Green Bay Avenue, Calm Wellness Services. Want to know more about the awesome things that we offer here at this facility, please visit my website, welcome, like welcome, WELKALM.com, or inbox me directly, and I'll send you the information for there as well. I look forward to inviting anyone that is a woman that would like to come and hang out with us on any Monday for the month of March. You are welcome to do so, to join these conversations. If you'd like to participate and you can't physically be here, there's a link available that I can forward to you, and you can be here digitally. If you'd like to talk more about promotions and big advertisement for your business in support of here on blowradio.com, inbox me that information or send an email to IamJustPatrice@gmail.com and respond Blow Radio promotions. Until next week, though. Until next week. I holla.
Peace.
She said, peace. I like it. Let's see what we got here. Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it. You've had a long day. Just don't say nothing. I got your shift.